Jumapili haiwezi kuwa kamili bila vidonge vidogo vya utamaduni wa Kiafrika. Na jiunge nami kila Jumapili kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 3 nikikupa sababu ya fahari yako ya Mwafrika. Jina langu ni Miriam Kirui na karibu katika Kona ya Mwafrika. Sunday is definitely not complete without a bazaar of African culture. And we get to bring you African content every single week. So join me this Sunday from 8 to 9 p.m. as we get to discuss the battle of African cities. My name is Miriam Curie and welcome to Afrikan Kona.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where and when you are watching us from. My name is Motazi wa Chirawanya Mojiro wa Baria Karegezi. Nagoyoka kumangogo shedi ya Shuma Gahuho Molizayo Zayo Zayo. Today is a beautiful day. It is the 13th day of the 11th month of 2022. And oh my, we are waiting to have a conversation. We are going to have a conversation on our cities. Ali, how are you today? How is South Africa?
Thank you so much, my brother. My name is Ali. My surname is Malikane. Boy from the mountains. Thank you so much, my brother. Afrikan Kona.
Ali, if you don't say you're from the mountains of Limpopo the way you say it, Kenyans are going to finish me. So I'm going to assume you have not introduced yourself. I'm going to assume you have not done it. So, in 3, 2, 1, go again.
Hi, my name is Ali Malikane, a boy from Limpopo, from the mountains of Limpopo. Mushimano jala kama tlapa kia bota kirihila wanesu. Join na rena fela reto bole la kasona di city chao pa pan. Chao Afrika wana papa. Na wa muhe like yo na Afrikan Kona. Kona yadi Kona.
Afrikan Kona. Thank you, Ali. Especially let me give you a special shout out from my friend Kelvin Karaoke. He loves that. If you don't say that, oh my, he's going to call me immediately after the show and tell me, Ali has not done what he's doing. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in live. Today are going to have a discussion on the African cities. As you can see on the screen, it is the battle of the African cities. Today, we are joined with two gentlemen representing various cities in Africa. They are going to tell us which city they represent and who they are, and anything that they may want to share with our African audience. But before they do that, Ali, let me begin with you. Which city are you representing today? Because South Africa is a very weird country in terms of cities.
Not weird, but different. This side, I'll be looking into Pretoria. We have 3 of them: Bloemfontein, Pretoria, and Cape Town. For now, my focus, I'll be looking at Pretoria.
Thank you, Ali. On my end, I'll be representing the beautiful Nairobi, Kenya. So it's going to be a wonderful conversation. Let us see if Pretoria can really beat Nairobi. So we can now go to our guest, starting with Jean Paul. You can introduce yourself and tell us where you come from, who you are, and which city you are representing today.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
As what you asked, I am Jean-Paul Kyokia. I'm coming from Congo DRC and I'll be representing Kinshasa, the capital of my country. Although I'm not living in Congo as per now, together with Wachira, I am in Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm in Kenya for my studies.
Thank you, Jean Paul. Karibu sana. Here in Kenya, we say karibu sana Nairobi, ujisikie uko nyumbani. Okay. Moving on to our next guest, Ziza, all the way from. Let me not say it. Introduce yourself.
All right. So, hello, Afrikan Konas, and I'm Ziza in Pacific. So they've been telling me that it's hard to pronounce my name, but it's Nziza. Like Zanzibar, so just reverse Nziza. So I'm currently representing Rwanda, Kigali City, and I'm a university student. I'm doing computer science, so I'm very happy to be with you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for that. And first of all, I want to start to thank you for availing yourself and sparing your time to come and have this conversation with us, where we are going to discuss about our African cities. And I'm going to start with a very simple, simple question. Other than Kigali, other than Kinshasa, other than Pretoria, which is the other city that you might want to visit? Okay, and John Paul, don't talk about Nairobi. Talk about another city. Which city, Ali, will you want to visit?
On myself personally, the city that I would like to visit, it's Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe.
Why?
I want to visit the likes of your Victoria Falls, and there are a couple of things that are taking place that side, which I'm quite keen on them.
That is interesting, Ali. Thank you for that. What about you, Ziza?
Well, so thank you so very much. For me, I would like to visit Cairo, the capital city of Egypt, because as a believer, so this city has this historical, it has this historical part, like these great pyramids. So I'm curious, like, to visit the place because I've heard that even today it's hard for the engineers to understand how these pyramids were built. So I'm curious to visit this place and also Johannesburg for South Africa because this is very developed, like the very developing city that we have in Africa due to its skyscraper and other of the infrastructures that this city are having. So I'm curious to visit those both two of cities.
Thank you for that. Actually, Egypt, especially the temples, not the temples, but the pyramid of Giza. I wonder. I don't know how those people are able to do that. Some people say it's aliens who would build that, but subject to contradiction. Subject to contradiction. Jean Paul, other than Kinshasa, other than Nairobi, tell us why and where you want to visit.
What has happened is that I've had the opportunity to visit Kigali and Kampala as I was on my way from Nairobi to Congo and from Congo to Nairobi on 3 different occasions. And so I can say that I've been in quite a number of the countries that constitutes the East African community, but I haven't been to Tanzania, South Sudan, and Ethiopia. And so I'd like to first go to Tanzania and then maybe Somalia and Ethiopia together with South Sudan. So Tanzania it will be, and surely the beaches in Zanzibar, isn't it? We have beautiful resorts.
Yeah.
Tanzania.
That is beautiful. By the way, Zanzibar, I've never been there for the record, but I see it on the screen and it looks very beautiful. Ali,
Yes, it's really good.
For me, I want to visit not a capital city, but a city. I want to go to Timbuktu. The reason why I can want to go to Timbuktu is because of the history, and especially, it is accorded to be the founding city of education, and especially a university. So the reason why I really might want to go to that place is because of, and Timbuktu is in Mali for those people who don't know. And Mali's capital city is Bamako, so Timbuktu is just a city there. And the reason why is because of the history. We have read it in history books. You have heard about it. So I really might want to go there and hear what and see for myself. Seeing is believing. And they see Africans were like Thomas. Thomas, the one who was in the Bible, who doubted everything. So I would like to go there and hear that and see the history in Timbuktu. Moving on quickly, guys. We are talking about our cities here, and it will be unfair if we go on and not say why we love our cities. And first of all, you might say you say whether you love your city or you don't. Do you love Kigali? Do you love Kinshasa? Do you love Pretoria? Because on my end, I do love Nairobi because of various reasons. Nairobi is a very beautiful city, especially with natural beauty. It's the only city in the world that has a national park. And that's why I love, the beauty of Nairobi. And I also love it because of the people. Kenya, we do not have many, mineral resources to mine or those natural resources, but we have the best resource that you can ever have, and that is human resource. And in Kenya, and especially in Nairobi, we have people who are hardworking, despite the fact that you have some thieves here and there. But you still have people are of goodwill, and people who work hard, people who help each other, people who show up for each other, and I think that is really good for the Nairobians. And also, Nairobians like to gossip. That I don't like about them. But Nairobi is basically a beautiful city, and that's why I love it. What about you, Ali? Do you love Pretoria, and do you have any reason as to why you do?
No, I do, my brother, because looking at Pretoria, we'll be looking at the capital city of Pretoria, which is Johannesburg. I am quite sure that each and every African living in Africa, they all want to, lay their food inside of South Africa. I can tell you that what is happening there in Johannesburg, we have almost, I could say, out of most of the Africans, they're fleeing from different countries coming this side for business. The main thing for me to admire Johannesburg or Pretoria in detail, it's a very good place for business where any idea that you have in mind, it can work for you, and it's one of
Mhm,
the fast and the growing place in Africa. And also
mhm,
one thing that I like about the city, my brother, I really admire the temperature there. I can't say it's hot, but it's not that much hot, so to say.
mhm,
Especially
mhm,
looking the time when it's quite hot, and looking at
mhm,
the clear blue skies during the winter are quite short and also melt. And
mhm,
looking at the medical care that is happening that side in Johannesburg. If you got sick,
mhm,
now doesn't matter whether you're in a private and a public hospital, the service it's awesome. You see people moving from villages going to Johannesburg, especially those who can afford, in order for them
mhm,
to get a good medical care.
mhm,
Things are quite sophisticated that side. And also I can tell you that Johannesburg it actually became a destination for most of the African entrepreneurs, those who want to start something. I can tell you, if you come this side of Johannesburg, you find people coming from Kenya, you find people coming from Zimbabwe, you find people coming
mhm,
from different parts of the world. Why? They are looking to
mhm.
make sure that their product can be on the market. There are a lot of things that I can say about this, and also one thing that I can
Ali,
tell you about is that
before you wrap up, Ali, hold on, hold on there. You are really selling Pretoria. You see, in Africa, Africa is its people. Africa is our people. I've not heard you saying about how do the people in Pretoria, behave. Pretorians, how do they behave? How are they? Do you have people who steal each other in the streets like in Nairobi?
no, no, Pretoria, I can tell you, my friend, Pretoria, they are well behaving because
Mm,
in Pretoria or Gauteng
mm,
province in detail, most of the
mm,
people who are going there, they meet there because of different languages. Some they speak Pedi, Tsona, Tsonga, Zulu, English, but all of them they've started a new language which they're combining all their languages. Those people, bolela Setswana, like there's a language called Setswana Sako Pitori. When a person wants to say a man, they'll be saying
mm,
outi. Wabon?
mm,
And they have this different language that they use when they speak there. That language, it's a language that makes them to be together. Because even if you're
mm,
a Zulu, a Tsonga, a Changani, when you're that
mm,
side, we all speak one language. And most of those people on that side, when you see them walking on the road, like you think you can compare them to the black American that side, the lifestyle that they live. You see when they're walking on the road, you think that
mm,
they're thieves. They're not thieves. Like
mm,
the Panzula lifestyle. I don't know if you know
mm.
about Panzola,
I've
Paul
not
and
heard about it.
Pacific, Wachiri about Panzola. You know the Panzola people.
Mm,
The Bantola people, those people that are dancing, they're wearing those old clothes, they're dancing very fast. I'll get a video,
mm,
I'll send you after that.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
mm.
yeah,
Bantola
yeah.
people, they are there. They'll be dancing on the streets. They put maybe a scarfing on the road so that people can give them money. Hey, Johannesburg, it's amazing, man. I think each and every
Ali,
African that
hold
want
on,
to come
hold
visit.
on,
And
hold on,
also, yeah,
hold on there, hold on there. Let us be honest. You want to tell me there are no thugs in your city? Because we want to be,
no,
African Kona, we want to be really honest with each other. Don't
yeah.
don't tell us only the good. Tell us also the bad.
No, let me be honest with you. Because Johannesburg, currently, the a lot of Africans come from different parts of Africa. Some of them they did not come here for good. They are the ones who are actually doing things that are outside. Some of them are selling drugs. Some of them have became, the ones who are actually doing a lot of things that are outside the box. Although they are recruiting some of the South Africans to join them into the market, and it's a very dangerous place. Very, very dangerous, especially if you go the likes of Sunnyside, where they will
Mm.
even just take your laptop and phone during the day. Yo, it's very dangerous.
Anyway, on that note, Ali, let me move to Kigali. These are, you also tell us, do you love that city? Why do you love it? What makes it unique? What makes Kigali unique? And also tell us the bad side of it. Don't tell us only the good side, because I know there's no city that has no negative side.
Well, coming to Rwanda, so I think many people knows Rwanda for being the cleanest city in Africa. So
Mm,
that's one of the things that I love about my country. And so back on the history, you know what happened in Rwanda during 1994, genocide against the Tutsis. So from there, it's been like I've not been able, like I was not there because I'm young, like to not experience that moment. But from the history that I learned, like it's
mm,
been very great. Like it's been a very bad tragedy. Like people are now they were killing each other because they're classified into different, to different parts. But what I loved is that the current government they really did something great. Like they really did great thing like for making us one because we're no longer divided into those parts. We're now run as Rwandans. I mean, yes, as Rwandans. So that's one of the things I like because they've been able to manage, like, to take us from that dark moment and try to put us in the same way so that we can be Rwandans. Like one of the something that really amazes me, even though I'm young, but what really amazes me is that the way people, like, you can find someone who killed
mhm,
others during the genocide. So the way they've been able to reunite, like with not any hatred between them. So that's one of the things that really amazes me, like the power between there. So that's something that I really loved. That
mm,
even gives me the hope that Rwanda is now becoming like the great country. So
mm,
due to that, then coming from the social, like Rwandans, like they're very good people. Like we have this culture of greeting someone, so you can pass by someone and without saying hi to them, without trying to be curious to know how they are feeling,
mhm,
things like that. And another thing is the way that Rwanda, we don't have these enough minor resources,
mhm,
but the way we use little we're having, I think you guys all know Visit Rwanda program. I think everyone knows it
mhm, mhm.
because yeah, as you've seen on the Arsenal jersey,
Yeah.
the to Rwanda. So that's one of the things that I really like about the country, the way they use little they have to try to develop the country. And when it comes to bad thing, what would I say? Well, like from now, apart from as you were saying, like moving on the road, so it's not familiar, but you can find some people.
Mm,
But the thing is that you're having this security where you would find the policeman all over the country in the road. When someone like try to steal your stuff, man, they'll catch him and try to imprison him. So, and I don't know, like from now, I don't have this bad thing. This is really, really bad for the country because Rwanda is also now ranked for the country with enough security. So if you can see that many investors are coming here, many meetings are now happening here in Rwanda due to its security. So I think from now that's what I can say from Rwanda and encourage everyone to visit the country. We are having like many things to show, memorial site, volcanoes here, anything. Yeah, that's what I can say by the way.
thank you, Nziza, for that. First of all, there was somebody who was telling me that if you happen to meet uh, a person from Rwanda or from Kigali to be specific, if you can advise them to tell their president if they can look for another team
Mhm.
to Visit Rwanda there so that they can salvage their name. But
That's
on other that is
that's
on a
not
lighter note.
Arsenal.
You know?
That is not Arsenal fan.
Yeah, they're not fun, you know.
I
They're
get
not.
it.
Yeah, but I just happened to meet with some few people from ISEC here in Kenya who happen to have come to a conference there, to a summit.
Absolutely.
And
So
yeah, I'm
sorry,
also a part of the
sorry
ISEC.
for disturbance.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention this. Like a
Mm.
couple of days ago, I've been in ISEC meeting, so we had the forum, and I've met people from different countries. And as you can see here, I'm having a Kenyan flag. Huh? So
Mm.
this is a souvenir from one of my for one of ISEC, so
Yes.
whom we met and gave me. I think she's the one who also linked me with you to join this show.
Yeah, Teresa. A big shout out to Teresa.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
it.
Teresa. Yeah, they were telling me that we were in Kigali and Kigali is beautiful. I'm also an Iseka, so I really love that they love the place. However, moving on to Jean Paul, your country is known here in Kenya mostly because of rumba. People love the music from there. The Fali Pupas of this world. I'm telling you. When you just want to relax and have a good time, you listen to music from your country. So tell us also, why do you like, or do you first of all love Kinshasa and your country? Why do you what do you love about it? What makes it unique as a city in the African continent? And what are also the negative things that come with that city?
Yeah, before I get into it, Ali has to tell us what is the secret of Amapiano? How is it that South Africa has taken over the world with Amapiano? What's the secret?
Yes. Ali, what is the secret?
You know, you said the secret of Amapiano.
Yeah, what is it? You guys have taken over everything. The Nigerians, the
No.
Congolese, right?
No.
Kenyans and
I
Kenyans
think
maybe
it's
too.
the creativity.
Mhm.
It's actually the creativity that is coming from South Africa, because I can tell you, my brother, Amapiano is taking the world. It's taking the world.
Yeah.
I even see some of the DJs from South Africa. They're even DJing outside of Africa. It's taking places, and the bad thing about it, we see other people from America and other countries. They are, trying to copy the thing. No, I can tell you, they are trying to be authentic. They are using whatever that they
Yeah.
have in their house. That is
Mhm.
the product of Africa. Africa should be proud of that.
And you see, I also have the same question, Jean Paul, because you are in Nairobi and you can
Yes.
tell it. Wherever you're moving, cruising around the city, Amapiano has taken over. Our Gengeton has died. I don't know. You people, we are coming for you.
Is gone.
We are coming for you, Ali. And your people.
We are.
Anyway, Jean Paul,
All of
go
us.
on, go on.
Yeah. Concerning Kinshasa, the capital city of Congo DRC, fun fact, there are two Congos in Africa. There is Congo Brazzaville and there is Congo DRC. You guys knew about that?
Yes.
Yes. And so I'm from Congo Kinshasa, which is the bigger Congo, as we like to say it. In comparison to Kenya, my Congo DRC is 4 times bigger. It has a surface area of 2,345,000 square kilometers. Kinshasa is really small in terms of counties we have inside there, but that is our beautiful capital. And if any of you, Ali or Wachira, were to visit, you guys will be challenged with the language, because what happens in Congo is that we speak French mainly. We do not speak English. So we do speak French and Lingala. What happens with Rwanda is that you guys can speak French too, right, Nzinza?
Yeah, like the thing is, like only for all, like that's the many who knows French, but for new generation, we are currently using English due to change of the system, educational
English.
system. Yeah, but we really know some
Okay,
French.
Yeah. And so that will be the first barrier for anyone coming from an English-speaking country. That will be the language barrier. But good thing is Congolese, or the Kinois, as we like to call them, the people from Kinshasa, are really social. They really know how to welcome anyone who is not from the capital, whether be coming from any other county within Congo or coming from outside the country. There's that one thing where Kinois really know how to welcome people in Kinshasa, but also they like to take advantage of such opportunity to take whatever they can take from whoever is not used with the country. Reason why you really need to be on the lookout whenever you go to Kinshasa, because people will welcome you and they will welcome you well, but some other people will also try to take advantage of you. And just like any capital around the world, really, Kinshasa is the center of the country. That's where you will find most of the big opportunities, whether it be in music, in any professional career, and the likes of making money and just finding ways to live in the country even. And so that's really the point. We have the center of the country in terms of culture and opportunity, and just the beautiful culture of music. That's pretty much what I have to say about Kinshasa right now.
Just before you mute your mic, just to confirm, you're saying that the Congo that you come from is the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC.
Exactly, yes.
The DRC of, many people remember, when they mention that name, many people remember Mobutu Sese Seko. He had a very long name.
My name was
Zabanga. But Jean Paul, somebody was telling me, I happened to met somebody also from that part of the continent, and they told me that they were doing business here. They sell some necklace and such, and they told me that in our country and especially in our city, many people like to apply some sort of oil that bleaches their skin and makes it a bit brighter or lighter. Is it true? You confirm to us here on Afrikan Kona. Is it true?
Yes, that is true. In fact, we are known for that in most of our diasporas. Congolese guys and girls, we go out there and bleach, become white out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are really into looks and fashion. When you go to French-speaking countries, they call them the sapeurs. Those guys who like to wear classy and just fancy stuff. And so they go all the way from changing the skin color to wearing expensive clothes and shoes just for the sake of looking good, because you are Congolese. The Congolese has to look good before anything.
They have to, in the parlor, they are right in the middle. Anyway, Ali, I can see some comments coming in. Allow me to go through them fast. I can see Kevin Derito, Nairobi City is the only city in the world with a national park. Yeah, you better get it, but Ali, you better recognize that.
But we do have a national park as well.
You do?
Like Rwanda. Absolutely.
In Kigali?
Absolutely. You guys, I think you guys know.
We have more than 20 this side.
In the city, you guys, come on. Nah. In the city.
Is it the country?
Do you guys know Volcano's national?
I'm not talking about the country. I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about the city, because in Kenya,
in the city.
We have
I see.
Yes.
No,
because in Kenya we have many national parks. We have Tsavo, we have Masai Mara, and a lot. But Nairobi, to be specific, and I'm not bragging, I'm just saying, and we don't even say, by the way, I'm just saying, it's the only city with a national park. It is fun. Those are fun. I can see Tip Direct commenting that Nairobi is basically a blessing. Yeah, true. Let's move on. I can see Kevin Derito.
You guys are taking over the conversation.
We are taking over. Tell people from Kinshasa to comment. So I can see Kevin Derito is saying that matatu culture, graffiti, is the only place we give international artists a ride with a different vibe. By the way, you go to YouTube and see people who come and visit Nairobi. They see the matatu culture, the vibe. And Mark Dairo also saying that also not to forget the opportunities available in Nairobi City in terms of business and work. Thank you very much. A shout out, let us give them a big shout out for commenting, for being in the live. Kevin Derito is a big friend of the show and is the one who always requests that Ali has to stay in the mountains of Limpopo. Mark Thairo is also a good friend of mine who actually happens to work, in the city, in the Nairobi CBD, the Central Business District. So when he says that there's an opportunity there, I think it is fact. I can see also Kevin Derito saying, Mike Thairo, Nairobi is a city of rock, mji wa mawe. So Kevin, you have just become negative all of a sudden, because what he's meaning here is that ni shamba la mawe. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to survive in Nairobi. Brandon Miner saying that Nairobi has headquarters of several international organizations in Africa. That is true. Thank you, Brandon, for sending in your comments. So let us go back to the discussion here, and I'm loving the way that we are going on, and we are getting to hear that Kinshasa people are bleaching their skins, and Ziza was trying as much to say Kigali has a national park, but it is what it is. So just as we wrap up, I want us to talk about the development of our cities, in very few minutes, because I know time is no longer on our side. Starting with you, Ali, you have been talking about Johannesburg, you have been talking about Pretoria. Let us be serious for a minute here. And, what is the development, especially in your lifetime, the one that you have seen with your eyes, Johannesburg developing? How do you view it, and how do you think it is, and how do you want it to go about in the coming few years?
Yeah, I can say that there are a lot of developments that actually are taking Johannesburg or Pretoria in detail, or Gauteng as a province. According to reports, there's about 3.4 billion rand worth of investment that is actually taking part into a province only. That's a lot of money. And also we're looking at about 921 million worth of exports facilitated value. We're also looking about 60 ton-based companies that are also, in line with import and export. And also, we are also looking at 14 worth of investment projects, which are actually attracting the pipeline. We're also looking at about 4 investment or trade events, which are usually convened yearly. We're also looking at about 4 development projects, which are facilitated at sort of companies which are actually into packaging, and actually they're dealing with things in Africa. There's a lot of things that are happening. We see renovations that are taking place into old cities. We see old cities which have been converted into something else. A lot of things are happening this side, in short.
Let us move on to Kinshasa. Jean-Paul, despite the fact that you live in Nairobi, I know you still follow up what is happening in Kinshasa. Maybe you can just basically talk to us about the development, of Kinshasa.
Well, I'd like to begin by reminding you guys, like I told you, Congo has 2,345,000 square meters worth of surface area. And so it's a really large country, and it's all supposed to be managed from the capital city. Most of the institutions are in the capital city, and they're supposed to send orders around the country to take care of whatever business has to be taken care of. And so for the longest of time, the size of the country has been our blessing, but also the curse, because there is so much space, so much minerals spread across that large surface area that it hasn't been easy for us to manage all that. And so one big problem that we are facing, I'd say the major obstacle to the development of the country and the capital city in the meantime, is the problem of government and management of the resources spread across the country. That's really the big thing that we've been struggling with, although we have made good progress since 2001, when we had the new government coming in and trying to take over from Mobutu, like you mentioned before. Trying to take over from Mobutu in 2001. We've made progress since 2001, but we are still a long way from reaching the full potential of what Congo could offer to us as Congolese, but also to Africa in general, because Congo has the potential to really give a lot to Congolese and to Africa, really.
That is true. They say that Congo has a potential to be the richest country in the world.
Yes, that is true.
I know Kigali has developed, and there's a lot to speak about your city. but in very few minutes, just speak about the development of your city.
Well, coming to development of my city, so now Kigali is now currently working on the way to develop the infrastructure. So I think if you guys know, there've been this launched of Kigali Arena, the which is now the building which will be hosting some games like basketball games. There were these. It's African basketball champion, if I'm not mistaken, which really happened here in Rwanda. So with that building, and in addition to that, they are currently now working on the national. It's called our national stadium. So it's now currently under construction, where it will be now having ability to host more than I think 40,000 fans. So at time. So they're now currently focusing on building those infrastructure and also helping the youth due to different programs that will help the youth to engage in the way of developing themselves and even helping the country to grow, because we are now currently believing that the power of our country is within the youth that we're having today. So those are like some that I can highlight from now. So the others are different projects that are occurring across the country, not because I've seen that we're now being specific in the city, the Kigali city as the capital city of Rwanda. So there are the other projects that are really happening on the other side. Like we are having this Rusumo forest, which will be used to generate like they are now building this it's called electric what like it's electric stuff where they are now currently trying to find a way to increase the electricity. So and the process of finding the way to build railway which will link East Africa and the other countries in Africa. So that's something that I can hide from now.
Thank you for that. Here in Nairobi, we have some few things going on. Just the other day, we saw the launch of the expressway. We have the Nairobi Expressway that links, all the way from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. That is a development that is quite recent. We have, the SGR that was linking all the, from Mombasa, the port of Kenya, all the way to Nairobi, although it is subject to a lot of, controversy. We have a lot, we have buildings coming up. We have the GTC, we have a lot of things that is happening in the city. But in the interest of time, I just want to give you guys, Jean-Paul and Ziza and Ali, for you to give your final comments and maybe invite people to your city and tell them why they should come to your city as a final comment before we wrap up the show. Let me start with Jean-Paul.
Yeah, so guys, you've already heard about the beautiful music coming from Congo. The talented Fally Ipupa, Koffi Olomide, Wera, Fere, the old guys from Kitambo, Kinalwambo, Franco. Well, the best thing Congo has to offer for now is the culture, the beautiful culture of love that we have been able to transmit to our music, but also French for anyone who might be coming from an English-speaking country, and business opportunity for anyone who might be interested in buying and selling minerals such as gold and diamond. And so for anyone interested and being part of East Africa, for you, Washira, in fact, Washira, you should be the first one to come. You should be the first one to visit.
Yes.
Anyone interested in East Africa, it's actually easier now to come over there, learn a bit of Lingala, French, and just take part in the big culture of music that we have to offer and everything that comes with the Congolese culture.
And Ziza?
Yes, please. So, well, I think you guys have heard like what you're having here in Rwanda, but some of the things that I can mention that you guys can come and visit. The first thing is you guys should come and learn from our history, because we are having some bad history, and the way we've come out, like we take ourselves from that and to make our country like the way the fast development we've had. So that's something that you guys can come and learn from. And if you want to enjoy, my friend, please, you guys come and visit Rwanda. So Rwanda is a small country, but what I can tell you is that we are having many beautiful places where that you can visit. we are having Volcanoes National Park, where you can find Ingaji and gorillas. So in Kinyarwanda, they call them Ingaji. So that's why I used. So if you want to visit, please come and visit. So we are having some of the Lake Kivu. So we are not blessed to be closer to the sea, but we're having this Lake Kivu where you can find the beach there, which is really good. And for the investors, they should come and invest in Rwanda, because Rwanda, it's very, very secured country. Like if you guys are coming to invest in Rwanda, you have to believe that your infrastructure or whatever you're coming to invest is very secured. And apart from that, we are having this, like, our culture, it's amazing. You know, our traditional dance, it's really like everyone is like willing to learn how like we are doing it. So like, that's, for the interest of time, that's what I can say. But
Yeah.
Rwanda is a beautiful country everyone can visit.
I was waiting for you, Nziza, to talk about the beautiful ladies. There was a friend of mine who told me, if you can be able to link me up with a Rwandan girl. So Nziza, I'll be, people are going to be asking you to link them up.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Rwanda, we are known for having very beautiful ladies.
Yes.
So you guys, I can please try to come and visit. You'll see the
You
hospitality.
come also in Kenya, you will see some Kamba ladies. You'll see some Kikuyu ladies. You will see some Kikuyu ladies. Anyway, let me start wrapping up the show. Let me continue with the comments. I can see. Let me go back to Mark Thairo, who was responding to what Kevin Derito had posted. Kevin Derito had said that Mark Thairo, Nairobi is a city of rocks, mji wa mawe, and he has responded and said, if you don't work hard, you will find it hard to survive in the city, leave alone living. Kevin Derito, no one is out here to ensure you're having a wonderful life. Either you go hard or go home. Kevin Derito, you better hear that. Mark Thairo also saying that also the Nairobi nightlife is second to none in Africa. The view of the city is almost similar to New York. Yeah, that's true. But we don't need to compare ourselves to New York. Nairobi is Nairobi. Mark Thairo saying that Expressway and Vika Superhighway is second to none. That is true. I don't know if Johannesburg has an expressway. I will be telling us that. Jeff Miner saying that people believe that in Nairobi, Nairobi, I think he's saying that Nairobi is the gateway out of poverty from rural areas. By the way, people from rural parts of Kenya believe that once you get to Nairobi, all your problems are over. But you know that is not true. You have to work hard, as Mark has said. Mark has said you have to work hard. And also, Mark Thairo is saying, oh, he has responded actually, that Nairobi is the heartbeat of our country economy unless you don't work. By the way, you have to work. And then Mark Thairo also saying, I was in Kigali some years back. That is interesting. And he's also saying that at Cinema Art Center, Cinema Art Center, I loved it. Thank you. Ali, before I give it back to you, also allow me to say that people should come to Nairobi. And in Kenya, it's a very beautiful place. It's a very interesting place. Nobody's going to steal from you. I was just joking. I wasn't serious. So Nairobi is a secure place. It's a beautiful place. So you're going to be safe. Jean Paul can bear me witness. And also, it's a good hub for investment. People are investing. People are coming to invest here. And if you don't have any reason to invest, then come and visit the Nairobi National Park. Come and see the beautiful people. I've told you about the Kamba girls. Come and just interact with the people, Yeah, so we are, on behalf of Afrikan Kona, I'm welcoming you all to Nairobi, Kenya, where you're going to have a good time of your life. Ali, also allow me to give some special shout out to people who are sending in messages from WhatsApp. I can see Brandon Miner has also sent me some message on WhatsApp. Natasha Manda, Mark Thairo, Christopher Mwangi, and yes, and who else? And also allow me to give a special shout out to Flora Munga, who has also contacted me via WhatsApp. Ali, that's it from my end. Jeff Mine also sent in a comment just coming in now. Nairobi is the only city you find people walking very fast with hands in their pocket. Yeah, they're securing their phones. They're securing their phones. Ali, please wrap up and then we finish the show.
Yeah. No worry. Just to wrap up from my side, I will say Nkosi Singelela, Africa, Malu, Pakanusu, Pontolayo. I will start you with the national anthem. You know, the national anthem of South Africa is very unique. So you're at the come this side so that I can teach you how to sing it. A lot of things that are happening this side, inside of South Africa. So you guys are talking about Nairobi a lot. I see that you are dominating on the comment section. Some are talking about poverty,
but
a lot of things. So you come decide and you come decide and there's a lot of things. And in terms of tourism, we're also doing good. So not to waste time, we are running out the time. Thank you so much. The likes of your Paul and Pacific. Thank you so much, buddies.
Ali, before we wrap up, allow me also to say that Mark sent in a comment, ladies in Rwanda are way better than Kamba girls. Anyway, thank you very much. A special shout out, and I want to give a special thank you to Jean-Paul and Pacific for coming to coming to Afrikan Kona and having this discussion with us. We don't take it for granted. We are very, very grateful. Ali, also, just to remind our audience, coming this Tuesday, we are back with the State of the Continent, where we are going to tell them what is happening in the continent. Maybe we can tell them what is happening in, all the way from DRC, all the way to, from south of Sahara and north of Limpopo. They stay tuned to that. Also, we have nothing much but to wish you a beautiful week. Enjoy your week, guys. Tunashukuru sana. Mungu awabariki. My name is Mutagi Wachira Wanyaga, Mujiro Habari ya Karege. Peace, peace, peace.
Amen.